Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how to use Orange Slice Teacher Rubric to grade assignments that you assign to students in Google Classroom. The first thing you need to do is add the Orange Slice Teacher Rubric add-on to your documents. So you need to go to your Google Drive, open up a Google Doc, a new Google document, and there's a button at the top that says Add-ons. Click on Add-ons and then click on Get Add-ons, because you want to go and find it. So type in Orange Slice, and as you see it comes up with 2. You want to get the teacher rubric because you're the teacher. So click on it. It's going to say, ask for permissions. Would you like it to do all of these things? Just click Allow at the bottom. And now it's adding Orange Slice Teacher Rubric to your Google Docs. This will be added to all of your Google Docs from now on. You can use it anytime you open a Google Doc. You do not have to use it anytime you open a Google Doc. So it's there if you need it. It's not there if you don't need it. Okay. So let's say that my students are going to type a narrative essay. Okay. So they would type their narrative essay. Type your narrative essay here. And I always add a note on mine. Please leave the rubric alone. This is how I will grade your assignment. Because it's going to put the rubric wherever you want it, but it's going to put the rubric in the document. And you don't want the students to delete it, because if they delete it, then you're going to have to copy and paste it from another place, or you're going to have to start over. It just makes it a headache if they delete it. So I try very hard to inform my students not to delete the rubric, because it will always be there for me to use it. Okay. Now go to Add-ons, and you see Orange Slice Teacher Rubric is there. You want to click on Score Rubric. Notice that there are frequently asked questions, there's instructional videos, so if I don't answer anything that you need, you can always go there to look. But we're going to go to Score Rubric. Now, when you create your rubric, you want to click your performance levels. Okay, I like to do A, B, C, D. Performance levels, I like to do just a traditional approach of A, B, C, D, F, because that's just easier for me. Next, you need to pick your categories. So these are categories that will be on your rubric. For a narrative essay, I might want to say sentence fluency, probably conventions. I may want to do voice for that one. You can pick as many or as few as you'd like. And you can also say, I've got this one, and it will give you a blank row that you can fill in. So I'll show you how that works. As you continue down, you can customize your rubric. You don't really need to do that. The things that they've got laid out for you are pretty good. So you click Create Rubric. Okay, and you see it's popped itself into what you've written. And I've got my sentence fluency. And we've got A through F categories. I've got conventions. I've got voice. And maybe here I could say rough draft. And to get an A, they might need to turn in rough draft with 2 editors. For a B, turn in rough draft with 1 editor. Oops. For C, simply turn in the rough draft. D, I don't know, no rough draft. You know what, you know how to do the rubric. So anything you want to add, however you want to label it up, you can. And once you've got your rubric, what I do is I copy it and include the part that says grade, and I cut it and I paste it below. So that way when the kids start typing their essay, it's right there at the top. They'll push the rubric down as they type, so that way it's not in their way. I find that if it's in their way, they will delete it. So I try to push it down so that they can't really see it, and once they start typing, then they don't even see it at all. I do remind them, hey, your rubric is on the page. You might want to look at it to see how I'm grading you. See how you look, things like that, rubric standard stuff. But if you put it at the bottom, they are less likely to delete it. Then you need to figure out how you're going to score your rubric. So click Score Rubric. Okay, and it lets you pick Analysis or Holistic. Now, Holistic is going to give you just a whole grade. I like Analysis because it actually calculates the points from there, based on what they score in each category. So for assignment points, I typically do 100 total points. You could make that 50, you can make it 45, whatever you want. Okay, once you've selected your assignment points, then you're going to go to performance points. Automatically, it is selected to 0 to 25 points. I prefer to do the passing levels A+ to D-. 100 to 60%. Below that is failing. And then everything that's already put there, I just leave it the way it is. Again, you can change it if you'd like. You don't have to, but I just leave it the way it is because I like just a straight up, here's your grade. So then you click that button at the bottom, and then you're good. You can close this. It's saved with your essay now. And you're done with your document. Okay, now that I've finished my rubric and my template for students, a great thing to do is to star this document so that it's easy to find. For my drive, as you can see, my drive is massive, but I star things so that they're easy for me to find. Because if you click on the starred section, then you can see it's right there at the top. Again, not something you have to do, but it makes my life easier and saves me time, which is always great. Now, go to Google Classroom, and I have a practice classroom here, and I'm going to add an assignment. So, create my assignment. My assignment is going to be narrative essay. My instructions are whatever my instructions are. Follow the instructions provided in class. Okay, you select your due date. I'm going to make it due tomorrow because I'm an evil teacher. Time is optional, but it's midnight. So if you just pick a date, the turn-in time is midnight and it won't be counted late. If you want the time to be, a different time, you can add that. I just let it do midnight because, again, it's easier to tell my students this is due January the 5th, and anything after January the 5th will be counted as late. I also tell them, please don't stay up till midnight trying to turn in this assignment because you need sleep. But the students appreciate, I think, the fact that they have it the entire day. They can get it done after school if they need to. Topic, you can create a topic if you want to. You don't have to. Now, I'm going to add my template from Google Drive. So you click on the Drive symbol right here. And it's actually going to pull up the most recent things. But I could also click on Starred, and it would pull up the starred things. So I am going to add my narrative essay here so that students can type their narrative essay. On the right side, it says students can view file. You want to change that. You want to make a copy for each student. And what it will do is when you assign it, it's going to make a copy for each student. It will say narrative essay John Doe or narrative essay Jane Doe. And so it will have a student's name next to each Google Doc. And it will create that automatically for the student. So I'm good with my assignment. I'm going to go ahead and assign it. And once it's done, it's going to pull up and you're going to be able to see that. So the assignment is here for students to complete. Now I need to actually go get my students to complete it. Now you can see that I have one student that has turned in their essay. So I'll click here. And then if you click on their name, you can see their Google Doc. So I'm going to open her Google Doc. And this is a teacher friend, so she just started an essay for me so that I could see that. As you notice, the rubric's still at the bottom of the page. So to grade it, all you have to do is you click on Add-ons, Orange Slice, and Score Rubric. On the right side of the page, it will pop up asking you to grade it. So I would look at her sentence fluency. I'll give her a B on that. For conventions, you look through, decide what you want to give for the convention. So I'll give her an A. The voice, let's give her a B. And she didn't turn in her rough draft, so I'll give her a D for that. You can also do grade adjustments. So you could add extra credit here. You could take a late penalty. I generally do 10% for every day that it's late. You can do a plagiarize penalty if you'd like as well. That all factors into your grade. So anything you add here to the grade adjustments will be added into your grade. But I have nothing to add for the grade adjustments for her. I've already selected my grades, and then I click Process Grade. And what it'll do is it will grade it. You can see that it's highlighted the sections of the rubric that I selected, and then it gives you the grade at the bottom of the page. It also adds the grade to the top and says that it's a graded file, which is super awesome and super helpful. When you close it out, it will take a little bit to appear there, but I know it was an 82, so I just enter it, and then I can return it to my student, or thank you for being my guinea pig. So you see, while I was doing that, it updated the title of the essay, and so you can see the grade easily right there. So you can return it to her, or you can keep it. I typically keep mine until all the students have turned in their essays, and then I'll return it all at once, so that way I don't have anybody copying off of each other. When an essay is turned in Google Classroom, a document, or any other assignment, it is yours. So it is given to the teacher. The student cannot edit it, cannot change it, until you click that return button. So that's another good thing that you need to know. When you are using Google Docs and Google Classroom, when they turn in an assignment, it's yours. They can't change it, they can't edit it, they can't add to it. So as you're grading it, it's graded based off of what they turned in. Now if I had a bunch of students, their names would be in alphabetical order, and their grades would be here, and it's really easy for me to just copy and type the grades into the grade book for them to use it that way. So that's how you use Orange Slice Teacher Rubric and to grade your students' assignments in Google Classroom. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks.